Hey, what's up, guys? It's Kanam13. So, I've been playing Mage for like 20 years, and I've hit Gladiator with Mage. I've hit rank 12 with Mage in Classic, so I've leveled up a Mage in Classic. So, I want to just give my thoughts on the whole pirate situation. What happened? Whose fault is it? Is pirate to blame? I want to assess the whole situation really quickly because I know everyone's been talking about it for God knows, for 2 days now. I'm gonna give the chart with a blame percentage at the end, like how much percent of the blame for every person for the two deaths, and their performance grades under pressure for each character. So without that, let's get to it. Everyone really could have salvaged the pool. I just want to start with that. Everyone really could have done something different to salvage this pool. This wasn't really a bad pool. They pulled, I'm looking at Pirate's screen right now. They pulled an extra one of these packs, these packs are not too bad. And, but they also pulled the boss. So when they called the run, with that being said, mages are the best class to salvage a pool, especially when you're a mage with 3 melee and then the healer. The melee really are kind of, I don't want to say relying, but like hoping that the mage, can give a Frost Nova or some sort of slow to the packs. So let's just look at Pirate's perspective. There's a couple things that he said that he kind of panicked under pressure, really. So let's just look at what he's doing.
Yes.
So here's the pool.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. First thing. This add-on, if he's actually seeing himself at 1 health, that's actually really bad. I imagine he's not seeing himself at 1 health, but he is at full health. So I just want to, say that first. If you're at 1 health, it's really hard to assess how you're doing because you don't know how much health you're at. So that's... I assume he is looking at his real health, so I'm not going to go into that too hard. Second, he needs to be drinking right now. Anyone who plays a Mage in Classic knows that you need to be drinking pretty much all the time. You're basically like a alcoholic for like water. Like you need, so if you're complaining about your mana, that this is just like I'm nitpicking here, but like you need to be drinking until you're full mana. And if you don't think you're good for this pool with the mana you have, you need to drink into the pool. So he needs to sit down and drink, let him 4-mana it until he feels like he's good. Okay, if something goes wrong, I'll have enough mana. Also, I want to say that this is not a mana potion. This is a Stratholme Holy Water. It looks like this. This is, you can also kind of tell because he has it with all of his corrupted stuff. Like he has it with all of his Scourge stuff. I don't see a mana potion in here, which leads me to believe that he didn't bring one. Which is also very, like, that's a pretty big error on his part, not bringing a mana potion, especially playing a mage class. That seems like a pretty big error on my part, or on from my point of view. But here are the mana potions, just to be sure. It only goes up to major mana potion, so you can't even, the icon doesn't even exist until unstable, which was added, I think, in either Wrath or TBC or a later expansion. But major is the biggest one, and you can see there's no icon. There's not this icon isn't existing in the mana potions. But let's keep watching, okay? So Ozzy pulls the mob.
Have you seen the guy that's
this counterspell is really weird, but okay, that's fine.
I know.
Gets a couple frost bolts off.
I've seen this dude.
We got 2, so just focus this.
Yep.
Okay, finishes this frostbolt cast, which is really good. Finishes this frostbolt cast, which is really good. So he's listening to the call. To Pirate's point, he is listening to the call. He's trying to finish off this Mage Lord, and now he does get a Blizzard here. I probably would have preferred another Frostbolt on the Mage Lord, but he does get like 510 damage on this Mage Lord from the Blizzard, so it's not that bad actually. So right now I would say he's playing it pretty well here.
I got shield wall.
They pulled the second pack, right? And then he Fire Blast, which is really good. I want to say this is a really good Fire Blast, trying to finish off this mob. It crits a couple more ticks of damage, and this mob is dead, which is good because that's an annoying mob.
Run.
Now they hear the run call, okay? Now, as a mage in Classic, my instinct is to immediately run up to these mobs right here and at least Frost Nova them. And you'll see later that if he had done this, he would have actually saved the entire group. Right at this second. If he had just run up here and Frost Nova the whole group, assuming it doesn't resist on like a Mastiff or something, he actually would have saved the whole group because most of the group's already kind of in the direction to run, and we just need to get the tank out. Now he does not Frost Nova here. He just starts running. His mana is okay, I would say.
I can target him, yeah.
I mean, I would probably just take this stuff now. Take the gem and the robe now. But now they're kind of like, okay, we pulled, but there's only one ogre, and there's the boss. So someone could have theoretically made a call to fight this, because I think they probably could have fought this. Sarah's at full mana. If he polymorphs this ogre in the back at all, I think the ogre's at full health. If he polymorphs this at all, I think the pull is actually really easy. You just kill the Mastiffs and then kill the boss, and it's like, okay. He instead goes for a Blizzard on the lowest health mob and the boss who's immune. So that doesn't really do anything because the mob's dying anyway. He could have at least Blizzarded the Brute. But I get it. He's just trying to run right now. And then we kind of all know what happens next. Like, he kind of just leaves the whole group. They decide to go fight it, right? Because there wasn't a call for this, but they decided to go fight it. I think they should have fought it, but Pirate's already like trying to run. So, okay.
Pirate, why are you walking, bro?
What are you talking about? Why am I walking?
Now here, again, he needs to know his health. Like, if he's actually I don't think he's taken any damage. I'm pretty sure he should be at full health. But here, as a mage, you really just want to assess the situation, like assess what's going on. You should know, hey, take a look back, say, hey, I'm like 60 yards from everyone. Am I good? And I think it would have been obvious. He should have taken the gem and the robe. He should have taken a mana pot. And if he had taken all those, he'd probably be at like 3,000 mana. So I think he would have been pretty much full health, full mana. But I just think a good mage here would really assess, like, what are my chances of dying? 0%. So I feel like he needed to do something here. Like, just take a look around. BK takes a look. He should know right when he sees nothing over here. Like, okay, I'm good. I have rank 1 blizzards. I have 2 ice blocks with a cold snap. Let's see if he has cold snap. Yep, cold snap right here. Like, he's totally fine. And they're all fighting, and he just roaches out.
Or something?
Do you see my mana? What am I supposed to do for you?
Your mana's fine. I mean, you have tons of resources. You haven't used one potion. You're completely full. You decide to use mana on Ice Barrier, which is a really troll use of your mana. You are a troll, but this is insanely troll to use mana on an Ice Barrier when nothing is near you at all, and you're, I assume, at full health. So this mana could have easily been used on other things. Now, do I fault him for not going all the way in and Frost Novaing at this point? Not really, because you don't want to Frost Nova and then get like one tapped. But obviously, like, I think a better mage obviously would have gone in and probably Frost Nova'd. I would not have blinked in and Frost Nova'd. I would have just run in, Frost Nova'd real quick, and then left. But when Snuppy pulled this third mob over here, it's already pretty doomer. So I probably would have just sat in the back and blizzarded and just prayed for the best. I might have tried to get a poly off on one of the casters. Blizzard and poly are the first things I'm thinking of. And then really, if I thought I was safe, I would go in Frost Nova real quick and then come back. The time to Frost Nova was way back in the beginning of the pool, when he probably could have saved the whole pool by Frost Novaing. But he doesn't really do much here. He sees the healer dies and immediately decides to roach out, which is this is a good assessment. I mean, if your healer is dead, you're like, okay, we're just getting the fuck out of here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So Pirates, that's kind of what I have to say about Pirate. I also have a couple more. Let's take it from Yamato's point of view, because I also think Yamato played pretty terribly as well. The only difference is Yamato has not been playing for 20 years. So here's this.
Cycle of life, man.
Okay, he goes in, pops, slice and dice, blade flurry. Now, this is called the skull, which is the primary target. And he's hitting the X, which is the secondary target, and trying to blade flurry onto the skull. Because he's a noob, he doesn't know blade flurry is going to hit the closest target to him, which is this other mastiff right here. So he gets aggro on this mastiff, these two mastiffs, takes a shit ton of damage, which is going to drain Sarah's mana, and also is not killing the Mage Lord, which actually makes a difference because this Mage Lord lives for a little bit when they pull the other shit. So he needs to... I get why he's trying to do this, is because the Mage Lord has probably more armor and he can do more damage to these Mastiffs, but he should have been hitting this other Mastiff at the very least. I probably would have just been hitting the Mage Lord because Mage Lords probably have less armor than the normal Brutes. So he's already fucking up by getting aggro here.
I know. Oh, that's crazy. I've seen this.
And then they pull the boss.
So just focus this.
Yep.
Now he's trying to kill this Mastiff.
Boss is coming too. Watch out.
Yeah,
He-
well, I got shield wall.
He's making weird ass faces instead of doing anything. Okay, he calls run. And while he's biting his arm, it's like, dude, you can probably just finish off this mob, but he's in the running right now.
Kill the massives.
And then he sees Ozzy back
are you
there
fighting?
dazed, and yeah.
Any grenades?
Now, Ozzy would not have gotten dazed if Pirate had given a Frost Nova. Because if you look at Ozzy's POV, look what Ozzy gets dazed by. So he pulls here. Ozzy, obviously, dude, just LOS this Frost Nova, or this Frost Bolt. Pirate even locked it for you. You could have taken this shit right behind here. But that's just game knowledge. But yeah. And then Snuppy is the one who butt pulls. He was in the back right here. He butt pulls this, which is obviously not good.
Just focus this.
Now, if Pirate Frost Nova is here, well, after they pull the boss, he grenades here, which is,
Well, I got shield wall.
I guess, fine. It's like a DPS grenade almost.
Just run. Can you target dummy?
He says run, okay. Now, if Pirate Frost Nova is here, the only thing gonna run after him is this boss, and maybe the Mage Lord, but the Mage Lord's casting a fire spell, so he's not gonna be slowed by that. He gets a good charge on this Mastiff, and he's about to be free. He gets knocked here and then dazed by not Fengus, because Fengus doesn't even have aggro on him, but he gets dazed by a Mastiff. So if this Mastiff was rooted, he would not have been dazed. He probably would have been able to just swiftness pot out, do something, but he would have been at full speed. The only thing that would have been chasing him is the guard, which can be easily kited, and they probably all would have just escaped if there was just a Frost Nova here. But instead, he's dazed, and this creates a very bad situation for the melee now, because, and the healer, really for everyone except Pirate, because he already just assumed, fuck this group, you guys suck, I'm out of here. But now the melee kind of want to save the tank because they know the tank is dazed here. They know there's a brute on him, and there's some massives who hit pretty fucking hard. They know that this tank is dead unless they go and help him. So now it puts them all in a really bad situation. Yamato and Snuppy have to go back and help, and Sarah stays to help.
I got last stand.
He last stands, which
Just
is
kill me.
fine.
Heal him,
You
heal
know,
him, heal him.
good.
Just heal me. Just come back a little bit.
Because now he's in a really bad situation
just
because he
run.
got dazed.
I can help that. Yep.
Pirate, why are you walking, bro?
Now Yamato talking to Pirate, like, this is not good comms at all. Like,
Just kill the mastiffs. Kill the mastiffs. Innervate the healer. Kill
see,
the
we're still
mastiff.
okay. Like, here it's still salvageable, until Snuppy gets knocked into the other group.
We got this.
So Snuppy gets knocked right here and pulls another pack. So Snuppy really fucked up too. Like I said, this was pretty much everyone to blame. I want to talk about the healer a little bit. I do think the healer was in a pretty bad situation. She saw once they pulled all these packs, she went for a fear bomb, which was really huge. This, I'm surprised it didn't save her. I think it might have taken her healing might have taken aggro on the guard, and that's why she died. But this fear bomb was really big. It just didn't get the ogre and this ogre right here. Which again, Yamato could have blinded probably the mage or one of the brutes. Pirate could have polyed one of them. But Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that Sarah died because I do think Sarah played like fairly well. She just could have probably swiftness potted in the beginning, and she honestly could have fear bombed the beginning too, but she didn't have any communication, so that's that's kind of what it is. Obviously Sarah dies, and then Snuppy dies because I think he's been tanking some of the stuff, and then
Invocations on cooldown, man.
they're still talking about useless stuff.
How much mana is Ice Nova?
And
You have a boss in you. You called wrong.
Snuppy,
fuck.
yeah,
Wait,
Snuppy's just got all the
Snuppy,
mastiffs
Snuppy,
on him,
oh,
and
I
he's
don't
just
think-
dead. And Ozzy makes it out.
I cannot stun him.
No, just run.
And then
just run
Yamdef
around.
blinds, and the guy's immune. He should have used blind at some point earlier, but yeah. That's the pool. So here are my grades of what everyone did. So first, I'm gonna have whose fault is this? Whose fault is it that both of these people died? This is kind of where I have all the blame. I would say it's 65% Ozzy's fault. This pool never happens if Ozzy just LOS's the mage, make sure nothing happens. Then Snuppy isn't gonna butt pull the second mob. They might get the boss with that one pack, but the one pack's pretty much already dead. So you just kill the boss. The boss is not that hard. So I would say it's 65% Ozzy's fault. Also, he didn't really, he didn't do a good job of getting out. He didn't swiftness pot, roach out. He tried to like kind of stay in, which put the rest of the group in a sticky situation. But really, it comes down to just LOS the mob, and you never pull anything. So I would say it's Ozzy's fault 65%, which is why you don't really see Ozzy complaining. Pirate could have easily saved this whole group with one Frost Nova. He probably could have saved the group with some Blizzards. 10% Pirate's fault. Snuppy butt pulled two things. Really like making a decent, like a situation that was escapable much worse. And probably getting Sarah killed. So I would say Snuppy's 10% at fault. Yamato's 10% at fault for not blinding anything. The Blade Flurry was really dumb. In the beginning. It's just simple stuff like that. Also, I want to point out Snuppy used dash when on the pool in stealth, which is really, really bad. He used dash to just try to get to the mob quicker in the opener. It's like maybe I can show here.
They're not
Yeah, so here
resources. It's a normal thing.
they just mark. Okay.
Nice.
You can look at Snuppy here. He's gonna use dash in this opener. Now this is in my opinion, this is not a really smart thing to do. This is a pretty dumb thing. You can see he already has dash activated to just get to the mob quicker, which in normal WoW is fine to DPS, but in hardcore WoW you really want to save dash as your roach ability. That's what Yamato was doing with sprint. You don't just want to waste dash like this, really ever, honestly. I think Snuppy will learn from this, and he will never do this again. Now, the last thing I want to put is the performance grades under pressure. This is what I would give for a grade, like after the situation escalated. How did you do under pressure? I would say Sarah probably did the best with the fear bomb. I think that Sarah kept the group alive for a pretty long time too, while managing her mana. She probably had a couple mana missteps. Like I saw she shielded Yamato in one of the clips when she didn't really need to shield him at all. And she obviously could have just roached out herself, which is probably what she should have done. She should have swiftness potted and just roached out. But the thing is that the situation, she knew if she did that, then Ozzy was dead. So, like Asmund said, she kind of sacrificed herself. Ozzy, kind of a C. After everything got bad, it's like, I think Ozzy was okay with dying and the rest of the group living, but, I think he did like an average job of trying to live. He popped all of his cooldowns. He grenaded at a weird time, but, you're a warrior, so you're a really immobile class. He probably should have swiftness potted, but I don't know. I swear swiftness pot just saves everyone here on a roach call. Snuppy D-, obviously you pulled 2 extra packs. You sprinted in. This is almost F territory. You were trying to help out Ozzy and keep the group alive, but not a great job. Yamato at F. The Blade Flurry was troll. You didn't really do anything at all. You know, besides yell at Pirate, you blinded an immune mob. You did a bad job, and I would say also Pirate is also an F too. These Yamato and Pirate probably are both in the shitter. The thing is, Yamato's a noob. He's never played WoW before, but Pirate's been playing for 20 years. And the reason Yamato's mad is because Pirate's not taking accountability. Personally, I do think Pirate should take some accountability. He could have easily, like, I swear, one Frost Nova at the beginning, everyone's fine. And, you know, the mana arguments are complete bullshit. Not coming with a mana pot is really dumb, especially since you should be draining those suckers down, like, through every, you know, if anything gets bad, you should immediately drink a mana pot. So those are my performance grades. Let me know what you guys think, if you all agree or not. And yeah, I'm going to end the video here.